What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about The Conjuring, The Lover, issue number 3 of 5. So yes, this one's continuing off the events of my last video. It's been a few months since I'm behind on this stuff, so I'm not too worried of spoilers. But this is the third issue in the Conjuring comic book series. There's also a backup storyline written by Tim Seeley, who's done some work at DC Comics, but this one's also written by the screenwriters of The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. So the movie's come out, and then we know the events of basically what it's going to lead to if you've seen the movie. But in case you haven't, this kind of spoils it. Basically this one continues off the events of the last issue. We see Jessica. So if you're right at the end of the last issue, which you can check out the video I just recorded and post them all, basically Jessica was about to stab her friend Tammy, and it ended up a bit of a cliffhanger, like she was about to kill her. And then we kind of cut to the aftermath of that here. So it looked like she was maybe sleepwalking, but Tammy is just like, no, she tried to kill me in my sleep. And Jessica's like, I don't remember all that. I was sleepwalking or something like that. But yeah, so she's definitely been going through the turmoil because she's been seeing, some demonic and horrifying nightmarish things surrounding her. And it's really just taken a toll on her entire life. And she's just kind of at her wit's end. Like, she's crying. Like, everybody's kind of rejecting her at this point. She goes to the library to try and find out more information about all this stuff that's happening to her. Someone's there to comfort her and give her a hug, which I'm like, wait a minute, is that her? Is that the crazy psycho bitch from the movie? And it is. Yes, it is the occultist who is the librarian there. And you can see that bitch is, I'm just going to call her that bitch because the occultist is just, she's just awful. She's a great villain. You definitely, pretty intimidating, really creepy, like definitely leaves an impact. I felt like she was definitely like one of the most imposing characters in the series and really put a good match for the Warrens in that movie. But yeah, Jess is pretty much just being tormented. She's running, and it just doesn't matter where she's at. She tries to call her mom. Her parents aren't really just like really just not really don't seem that concerned about what's happening to her, and she's just really terrified of everything that's happening. And then finally, like, somebody comes in to kind of almost rescue her, and that's this boy named Kyle, and she's just got into a fight. She's upset, and Kyle tries to hug and comfort her, and he's like, come on, let's get you some food. And then, like, she seems to be kind of doing okay, getting a little bit of meal with this guy, and Kyle's just like, hey, you know what, I really like you, and maybe we should kind of go out sometime. And then she's like, you have all these great qualities and you're everything I should want in a guy, but unfortunately my heart belongs to another, which is her friend Katie, which, as we know. But as she's kind of talking to him, kind of like opening up to him about like what's going on, the occultist appears, like to her at least, because it's been possessing and trying to horrify her, and then she tries to push it out of the way, and then it turns out like it was just Kyle, not really her, and then she screams and yells, Kyle! And it looks like he's about to meet his end, and then that's kind of where that portion of the issue ends. So it's kind of like the last one leaving on a cliffhanger if we're about to kill somebody. Um, and then we get the backup story, which is the accordion monkey, which is again about the tales from the artifact room, as they call it. The first one was about that coin, and then the one after that was the dress, which I believe we saw in Annabelle Comes Home. And then we have the accordion monkey, which we also saw in there. There's the Annabelle doll making its cameo. And basically, this one's not as good as the first two. I feel like it's definitely fine. I just kind of wish we had more time to really kind of get to know who like some of these characters. That's the only issues I have with some of these backup stories. We just don't really have the time to tell these stories per se. There's a lot more like worth kind of getting into. They just don't really have the time to tell what's happening. But I still think they're fine. I still think they're fine stories. I just kind of wish we had more time with them rather than just a few pages. I think maybe like a full issue for each artifact would be kind of cool to see. But basically, this is about the accordion monkey and how basically like it's been there for this kid since he was younger. And every so like 6 months or so, it plays this tune, and then some horrible events happen to somebody around these people. Person investigating it ends up getting killed kind of in the end of it, and that's pretty much it. And the kid's just there with it and starts to play a little tune, and that's kind of the end of the story. Yeah, this one didn't quite have the focus like some do. It really kind of like, even kind of reading it more than once, you're trying to figure out like who am I supposed to kind of be rooting for, or like I just think I wish we had a little bit more background into the story a bit. Like it's just even reading it kind of more than once, like where the other ones like you can kind of really like, okay, the first one, the coin, was pretty simple to follow. Second one, the dress had an interesting horror twist on it. This one is fine. I just wish like we got more into like who's narrating it a little bit more. I just think we need a little bit more time with this story. I mean, it's all right, and it's cool to see like how some of these artifacts came to be, but I just feel like there's not really enough time. It just felt like a lot was kind of crammed in just a few pages to really kind of make me care about what was really happening with it. And I just feel like that's kind of a shame. If they had more time to tell the story, I think it would have been stronger. But overall consensus, issue 3 of The Conjuring, The Lover, was pretty decent. It's got some interesting artwork going on here. The backup's not quite as strong as in the first 2 issues, but I think still the story going on here with Jess just gradually losing all her friends in the process and every close connection, you really feel sympathy for this girl. And then you get some bits with the occultist in there, who, if you've seen the movie, is she's a solid villain in the film. So yeah, kind of a rush video right here. I'm not sure what else I can say. But I guess stay tuned for the next video, and then after that, we'll be all caught up with the whole Conjuring the Lover series. So, what did you think of this issue? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, and as always, take care now, bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.